Yes, as I walk through the uncanny valley of death, you shall fear no evil, for I am that evil.
Larry Cohen month. Welcome to Uncanny Valley. I'll just start that. We don't have to launch into the movie. I'll just say that. I
Well,
wanted a context for Larry Cohen.
right.
This is one more time.
You just jumped right in. No, you have it. Oh, you're like, fuck it, we're getting this over with.
No, I don't know. Cut all that. I'm stumbling a bit.
You're so enthusiastic to get started.
Yeah, because you're right. It is like it's kind of a sleepy movie, honestly.
A sleepy. Oh, we're using the Anthony Fantano critique score.
What do you mean?
Oh,
What do you mean?
he got his ass ripped out of him for saying, you know, the rapper Lil Xan that became a meme.
No,
He was the guy that ate too many hot Cheetos and burned a hole in his stomach.
I did not hear about that. That's scary.
Oh, well, he's infamously shit, and he had a bad album called Total Anarchy that Anthony Fantano referred to as sleepy music, and I don't think he's ever lived down sleepy music
Interesting.
because it's like, what does that even mean? What's a sleepy song?
Yeah, I mean that just gives low tempo to me. That doesn't say anything other than a low tempo.
And it's like it's not even a valid critique because what if you want to make a sleepy song? Well, that's like your whole vibe.
Yeah, I don't think it is necessarily a critique because there are movies I love that are what I call sleepy spy thrillers, which are there's a lot of more adult spy movies which are just people having conversations and then sitting in a room staring at each other or waiting and watching thinking something's gonna happen. I think you can make a sleepy movie that works. And I don't think this movie. Well, since we are talking about the movie, welcome to Uncanny Valley. We're talking about It's Alive today, directed by Larry Cohen. This movie is not sauceless. This has some charm to it, and it's clear that he has what he needs to make a really effective movie. But even though a lot of the things in this movie work, the editing is kind of choppy. The actors aren't tonally consistent with each other, even though they're all pretty much doing what they're being asked. There's things that just don't fully click that make it not really. It doesn't draw you in the way that something else might, that I'd call sleepy, that I think is effective.
Oh, that's interesting. So you seem to you're more on the fence about this. Well, how would you compare this to like Basket Case then? Because Basket Case is a very it's strange. I want to say it's a similar film, but it's also not similar whatsoever plot wise. But it's got the same like energy. We're rocking with the
It
same
does,
vibe.
and it's the same idea, basically, on a
He's just a
level.
little guy. Just a little
Yeah,
bus
just a
guy.
little guy. Basket Case. This is better than Basket Case.
Yeah, this is so much better than Basket
Way
Case.
better. It's way more watchable. There's no element of this movie that I dislike or think is outright bad. Whereas Basket Case, I could say it works as sort of a time capsule of what it's, where it was filmed, but it doesn't work so much on its own. This, I think, just doesn't. It didn't have enough time, or there weren't enough people working on the script, or uh, it just didn't have enough support in production to be. Hello, Wally. To
Hello, Wally.
be what it could have been, because I think this could be a pretty fun movie. There's effective images in the movie. There's a couple good moments of humor. There's some decent tension, but it never really, I think, effectively makes you care for the characters or think anyone's in real danger. The ending I love. I think the ending is incredible. We'll get to it. What did you think of this?
See, I think this is definitely based on level of expectations because I don't know what you expected going into this, but I assumed this was going to be utter garbage, and so when it came out to be half decently, competently made, I had a lot of fun with it. I think there's a lot of charm to it. I think,
Oh
in
yeah,
particular, oh my god, see John P. Ryan as Frank Davis. I think he does an incredible job of leading this.
that's the lead
He's
actor.
like, yeah, he feels he's so human, and he's got like
He's such
he's a
a
bit
New
unintelligent.
York guy. He's such a New York dad. I love him.
It's like he brings a like, but I think there's charm to how kind of I don't want to say cheap because it's not cheap because the amount of police cars and extras he has in this movie, but there's like an amateur charm to it that I really like, especially when it comes to see some of the dialogue just not getting picked up from the mic, or some people not saying their lines properly, or when characters start accidentally talking over each other. I think it gives like a I don't want to liken it to Rick and Morty, but see that kind of like naturalistic dialogue. It feels less like a script and more just like people hanging about. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, definitely. It feels very. That's what I like about this director is he's very New York. He's just a New York dude, and it feels very lived in. Everything feels grounded, set in the area it's set in. Uh, these people feel real. I think that's what's most effective about the movie, especially compared to something like Basket Case, where everyone just feels like an actor with lines. These characters feel effectively lived in, even when they are being. I think the wife is sometimes acting like she's in a different movie. And it's fine. I think she does a good job, but the movie doesn't do what it needs to portray her. I don't know, more editing or something, more interesting directing while she's being cuckoo bananas in the middle of the movie would have been helpful. But
Is banana is a scientific term.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I
No,
mean, I feel like
the way it's
the
presented,
stories,
there's a scene specifically in their living room where she is being pretty off her rocker, uh, hiding that she knows the new son is in their home, and the way it's presented by the camera is sort of like a stage play, which I don't think benefits her performance or the situation at hand. I think they could have played it a lot creepier
yeah,
or
I agree
funnier,
with the
whichever way they
wife.
wanted to go.
The wife should definitely have had some more screen time. I think they don't use that to its fullest potential. But at the same
I think
time,
she's
going
good
into
though.
it, no, she is. She's really good,
Yeah,
especially with the birthing scene at the beginning. It's a great scene, very reminiscent of weirdly, Doc Ock's scene from Spider-Man 2.
I was gonna say that it really is. It feels so Doc Ock. Yeah,
I don't know if it's just the New York, like jumping into like Sam Raimi levels of absurd horror.
kinda. Yeah,
Um, but yeah, she's great in it. But I think the story, because I went into this going, okay, this is going to be again like a basket case where it's going to be a little monster flick where some weird shit's happening and there's this little creepy monster going about and it's just going to be like a cheap splatterfest B movie. But it's kind of more like a psychological horror from the dad's perspective because he's falling apart through this entire film. You see him going from such like a charming, nice man to hunting down his demon son with a revolver that he's kept in his drawer.
it's wild when the cop confronts him and says, "You have to be the one to do it, don't you?" Insane
You know what I
moment.
mean? It makes it. No, do you know? Do you know what fried me about that? Like police Frank interaction. He says
What?
to Frank, "Do you know how to use a gun?" After he just nailed the demon baby in the dark, jumping between his son
Yeah,
and his
yeah.
friend. It's like, of course, this man knows how to use a gun. He's
After
fucking
he said it
trapped.
might be dead because of what you did.
He's in hand wielding that big ass revolver.
Yeah.
Man, Frank's insane. So overall, you did enjoy the movie.
Yeah, definitely. And you're totally right that it's expectations because I've seen the stuff. So I've seen sort of when he coalesces a bit more and when he finds his groove and can get everything sort of singing together. Watching this I really enjoyed, but it looks more like a proof of concept having seen something that he's made after it.
Well, this was his first big movie to actually.
Yeah, exactly. I don't criticize it. I think it's really good for what it is, to be honest.
And it seems from what I've seen from behind the scenes and interviews he's done, he's definitely more of a guerrilla filmmaker, and this is a Warner Brothers production. So I
That's
don't
the
know.
thing.
Maybe
At this time, you would
having-
not have had to pay for permits or anything to film on the street.
Oh no! From what I see in interviews, he is supposed to pay for permits at some points, and he just doesn't. He's one of those type of filmmakers. Again,
Well,
very
that's what oh god, not Frankenheimer, Friedkin.
Frankenheimer.
Yeah, no, different director. That's what William Friedkin did for The French Connection. Was he just shot on the streets of New York, that whole chase scene? And
It's insane to me to think that between the 70s and 80s, there was so many films just being made where people went, "Ah, fuck the police, we'll just do it and hope we don't get
yeah,
caught." And then that
yeah,
somehow worked.
exactly.
And
It's wild.
probably the busiest city in the world at that time.
And it let them, I'm sure, to get the cop cars and stuff in this, they probably had one or two props, and then maybe they paid a couple off-duty cops to be extras.
Well, being a Warner
A
Brothers
lot of stuff like
production,
that.
I've
One more
got to
time?
imagine being Warner Brothers, they probably have the odd police cars they just use for every movie, and they're like, we'll just use what we can.
That's true. I wasn't paying attention to that it's Warner Brothers, because I do consider it a lower budget, but it is just made a while ago.
So are we gonna go through the film, or are we just gonna yap?
Well, yeah, let's start with the hospital scene at the very least, which is, well, before that, I want to start with the movie starts and they wake up, and it's the most leisurely, water-breaking. She says to her husband, "Oh, it's time," and then they start getting ready to go to the hospital. He's putting his tie and suit on. They drop their son off with with his uncle. Aren't you supposed to rush to the hospital at this point?
I mean, I suppose if she's not giving birth is a long process. If she's like,
That's true.
I've got a few contractions on the go, probably best just to keep it calm.
Okay.
I think if your wife is in the position where she's like, "Oh, I think I'm ready to give birth. Let's go to the hospital." The worst response would be to go, "Let's fucking go get the kid."
Very true. That's a
Run,
very
run.
good point.
But it's weird how casual he is, because even the scene in the hospital where she's prepping for birth, and he goes into the waiting room with dumbest and even dumber, and we're having a poker game. One of them having a fight with the vending machine. You have to keep telling him, "Calm the
God.
fuck down." He's just
Yeah.
freaking out the entire time. But it's like that sets up. Oh, this is a comedy horror, but it's not really a comedy horror at all. It's like the first 15 minutes are maybe considered that, and then past then it's just. I mean, it's kind of sad, isn't it? The story. I was
It
getting kind of
is. There's
emotional
some
towards the end.
moments. I can't think of any off the top of my head. I have it playing in the background, so if I see them, I'll let you know. There's some moments that felt comedic to me, but I think the directing didn't sell them enough, which we'll definitely see Larry Cohen improve as a director, and I feel like learn to capture the comedic stuff in a much better
fun
way.
thing about going. Yeah, it'll be like the best part about being able to go chronologically through the 4 films that we've done. We can see. Well, I think the next one. What's the next one we've got after this? It is God Told Me To. That's his
Yeah,
own.
which I have
That
not
was
heard of
made.
before, so I'm curious about.
Yeah, that was guerrilla style filmmaking, even though that was an actual company, but he has the rights to it. I don't know, or some weird shit with that. Then Visitor Q is back to guerrilla filmmaking, and then I think the
Interesting.
stuff will be under production, so it'll be a
Did you
fun
say
day to see.
Visitor Q?
No, we're not. I mean, we could cover Visitor Q, but I feel like that's a strange film to be able to talk about. I've got the Blu-ray coming in the summer, so if you want to get in a Takashi Miike binge, we could.
Wild. Maybe. Maybe a
But
different one.
yeah, the
But
thing is,
I'm so excited to watch Q. That one, I just
the
don't
clips
know.
I've seen with you, oh my god, it looks so good and so bad at the same time. I'm so excited for
Yeah, me too.
it. But one thing I have to point out, whilst we're talking about the hospital scene, what is him with this fucking this Scottish nurse? Okay, I take offence to this because he says, "Oh, my grandmum used to call them the wee cuddies and the wee cubs." No one says that. Let me put it, that's not a Gaelic thing whatsoever. I've never in my life has anyone ever said that. And then
That's so
when the
funny, yeah.
Scottish nurse tells him that she knows that, he goes, "Oh, so you're Irish? Do you
He
speak
says, "Oh,
Gaelic?"
you know a little Gaelic." Yeah.
And she goes, "No, I'm Scottish." And he goes, "Oh, so you're Scottish and Irish?" It's like, no, Gaelic is a Scottish language. What do you mean?
He's just not listening to her.
And is it not strange how, whilst his wife's giving birth, he decided, I'm just going to go stare at these strangers' babies for what I assume to be multiple hours?
No, it felt very of the time to me, of like, I don't know, just not involved in the process at all.
This balding
Willing to
man in
be
a
there,
suit.
but also not feeling the responsibility to be there. And just sort of like, oh, my son is being born. Let me think about that.
I also feel like modern day, you couldn't, like, a balding man in a suit could not go up into the hospital ward and stare at random people's babies and start speaking Gaelic to himself.
No. No,
If
it's a good point.
I get it's a community hospital, but I still feel like someone would be calling that out.
Yeah, that's a red line.
But yeah, whilst okay, so he does occasionally go in to visit Leonore. Is that her name? His
Uh,
wife. His wife. She doesn't get much screen time. I don't think her name's too. But
yeah, I
is
don't
it not
remember.
crazy that during birth, when he comes into her, the first thing that she says to him is, "You're not going to feel trapped like last time." That's just
It
surely that's just
really
a
is. I
plot
felt
point.
really sad about that.
And it's like they seem like a happy family unit. Where did that come from?
I don't know. Leela? Her name is Leela? That's fascinating.
um, it's fucking weird. So, um,
Oh no, I'm
before
looking at a totally different movie. I'm sorry.
before shit hits the fan, Cox, the doctor investing, like looking at the baby because the baby's coming.
Lenore,
He's
yeah.
like, "Oh, but it will be soon." He says, "Oh, the baby's got a gigantic head, but she's got a big pelvis. It's okay." You can not
Absolutely
get away.
nuts. It is
And
funny
then
when the doctor's like, yeah, how big was your last baby? 7 pounds? Oh yeah, this one is this one's about 10 and a half. This one's a big baby. Like trying not to freak her out, but also kind of freaking out himself. And
like he was
then,
like, he's
yeah,
immediately
go
like,
ahead.
"Oh, it's all fine. It'll be 30 seconds." He immediately turns to the nurse and he's like, "This fucking baby's big, man. This is the biggest baby I've ever
I'm
seen."
scared.
Hold me. He also, he's like, "Just push. It's okay." And then he's like, "Oh, I've just cut you. Did you feel that?"
Yeah, I
I
cut
was like,
you.
"Well,
You didn't feel that,
tell me
right?
something
Come on,
not
dude.
working."
When Frank is looking at the babies, we have maybe one of my favorite shots in the movie. It pans over and you see a nurse stumble out of the doorway, clutch his throat, and fall over dead. Really
Yeah,
fun.
it's kind of a worrying scenario, I would say, if your wife's giving birth.
Yeah,
Enough.
he honestly doesn't respond with enough urgency, even though he is concerned.
What do you think of the death makeup on the nurses?
I think it's fun. It's not necessarily convincing, but I don't think it needs to be. It's not trying to be realistic.
It's not trying to be, but it really is a tomato sauce on their faces.
It is, yeah.
So you would think the makeup artist behind this is an amateur, correct?
Not an amateur, but also probably not an expert, yeah.
Let me hit you with something spellbinding.
Hit me.
The makeup artist is Rick Baker. Now, if you
That's
go to what,
crazy.
yeah, the guy that worked on Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Videodrome, Men in Black. His man has a fucking crazy ass resume.
Well, this is
He made a big-
before all of that. So...
It wasn't before fucking Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Or was it before Star Wars? When
No, it was,
was this?
wasn't it? Wasn't Star Wars 1979?
This was 3 years before Star Wars. So this man
77.
hopped
Right.
off of the tomato tube and immediately went to making fucking planet and spaceship miniatures.
Yeah. So this is pretty cool. This is a good movie that just it feels like a lot of proof of talent and proof of concept in it.
But it was like, I expected I was going to click on it and it was going to be like, oh, it's the same makeup artist that worked on Frankenhooker and some like found
I would've
footage
believed
movies
that,
from the
yeah,
90s
honestly.
with some little monsters.
That's
Or
very
like
funny.
fucking the Master movies. But no, it's like one of the best makeup actors in the game. Whilst we're talking about cast, the composer, did you notice that the music
The
was
music's pretty good in this.
Yeah, Bernard Herrmann, also known as the composer for Psycho, Taxi Driver, and Cape Fear.
No, that's crazy.
Also, a little indie movie called Citizen Kane. He did the composition for that.
Shit. Alright.
Actually, why? How expensive must these people, or was it just everyone was cheap in the 70s?
Both? Maybe both. I didn't realize Larry Cohen wrote Maniac Cop. That's good credit.
I think Larry Cohen also wrote all of his movies. I watched an interview. He said he wouldn't want to direct something someone else wrote. So I'm sure
That's
he's the
cool.
writer for everything going forward.
Have you seen Maniac Cop?
I have not seen Maniac Cop. It sounds like a comic book I've read once. Give me a
Listen,
rundown on Maniac.
How does this sound to you? Movie with a Robert Z'Dar. I think it's Robert Z'Dar plays an evil slasher cop in New York City, and Bruce Campbell is the main character.
Is this an ACAB film? What's the?
No, I think because it's from. Hold on.
It's from 1988. I'm looking at it right now.
Thank you.
That's fucking.
So
I
no,
don't know,
it's not. It's not that deep, but
I don't know. I feel like a police officer going around New York and people hasn't aged well as a concept for a film.
it's a
Telling me
fair point.
there's 2 sequels, and he also made Maniac.
Oh, I didn't realize he made Maniac. No, he didn't. He didn't.
He did. He did. He made Maniac
did?
8 years before Maniac Cop.
No,
So is
it says
Maniac
William
Cop-
Lustig, C.A. Rosenberg, and Joe Spinell worked on Maniac.
Yeah, William Lustig is the guy that made Maniac Cop.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was thinking about Larry Cohen. Gotcha.
Wait, so is Maniac Cop a spiritual sequel to Maniac?
It can't be.
It
I
can't be.
guess. No, it
mean,
can
both
be.
New
I just
York.
never thought about it like that. That's fascinating.
The first MCU, the Maniac Cinematic
Maniac
Universe.
Cop universe.
That could be a fun month. You're doing Maniac Cop 2 and 3.
That'd be fun. I've only seen Maniac Cop 1 and 2.
May Maniac next year.
Would we have to do the Elijah Wood maniac?
No.
Okay. Is it no good?
No, I just don't care for Elijah Wood too much.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Like he seems okay. I don't mind Elijah Wood, but like I don't feel he ever really brings anything to anything. I feel like he's just kind of there.
Fair. I can see that.
I remember
Yeah.
when Elijah Wood was so good in that thing. I've always been
I'm
like,
not
oh,
gonna
did you
argue
know
with that.
Elijah Wood was there? My favourite Elijah Wood moment was he came on stage during E3 once, went to say his first line, then fucked up and went, oh no, really, really panicked at the camera.
That's really funny.
It is really funny, and I can't reference, oh no, because no one knows what the fuck I'm talking about. It's fucking niche.
I'll
It's like
know.
you'll maybe find it in a compilation from that year, and that's it.
Whoa, there's a Larry Cohen movie called Special Effects. A director makes a movie based on a murder he committed.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do, but we decided it probably wasn't horror enough because Zoe Lund is the lead.
Yeah, right. I
Fucking love
still
Zoe Lund.
want to watch that at some point, though.
Yes, it's on the list. It's on the list. That and Return to Salem's Lot after these four. What a crazy filmography, this man.
Yeah, I forgot we were looking through a few that aren't horror that do look really good.
Like the man even made black exploitation films, and it seems like they were good as a white New York man.
That's wild. Good for him.
In fact, he didn't get any backlash from that.
It's insane. He made a
But
movie about J. Edgar Hoover.
so we get to be fair, see this like Doc Ock massacre scene. It goes pretty fucking hard. It's
It
pretty
rules.
probably the most blood we'll get throughout the rest of the movie because this movie's. I don't think they had a pretty big blood budget going forward.
No, that seemed like it. It seems like they got tired of cleaning it up after that first scene.
It seems like someone went to a Halloween shop and went, "We have 2 tubes left. This is all we've got. Make the rest of it." And then he used 1 full tube for that one scene.
And then one for the rest of the movie.
I like that the police show up with shotguns to fend off this baby that has bitten people. I don't know what that says about New York, but the instant reaction for police is send an entire team with shotguns to this baby.
That's what I also liked about the cop who asked him if he can use a gun. Is after he answers, the cop then says, "All right, I'm giving you a rifle to defend yourself."
With New York,
What a
this gun
different New
crazy.
York.
I've got to imagine it was.
Well, yeah. I mean, do you know about the Son of Sam?
I do know of a Son of Sam.
Yeah.
Okay, if we're talking
Crazy
about
stuff
Son of
happening.
Sam, do you believe that it was just him, or do you think there was others involved?
I think in most of these cases, there's probably other people getting involved when you publicize something like that.
Yeah, but Son of Sam is the one where people are like, no, there must be more people than just him.
I haven't thought about it specifically that much.
This is the New York guy. I feel like you should. I'd be like if you asked me about Bible.
Yeah, I was more interested in Zodiac.
Fair enough. But I like the doctor's notion that they believe the baby escaped through a skylight and no one questions that. This is taken as a fact that this baby has escaped through the skylight.
At this point, I would believe it.
But how do you picture the escape? Do you think it was a wall crawl, or do you
Yes.
think it was a really big jump?
Wall crawl.
See, I was imagine Spider-Man with an umbilical.
I don't want to.
Why not?
Because I started to imagine it and I don't like it.
like a bungee cord that just
Oh
stretches.
no.
See, that's a movie would have made if he had
Umbilical Spider-Man.
umbilical spit. Baby man.
Baby man.
Baby
Does
man.
whatever a baby can.
But what do you think was? Do you think there was a cause for this little evil baby, or do you think it was just pure happenstance for this poor
I,
couple?
I think it's the Antichrist because at the end, the very, very end of the movie, I think the last line of the movie is the cop gets a call in and says another one was just born in Chicago right after they kill the baby. So I
Oh,
think it's just like the Antichrist trying to be born into the world.
I never. There's no like religious symbolism through the movie.
There's not. And I don't think it's. I don't think that's the point of the movie. I don't think it really matters that much, but that makes the most sense to me given that as soon as it got killed, apparently another one was immediately born. Instead of another baby, I think it's the same one, basically. But it doesn't know that it's the same one because it's just a baby, so it doesn't have that kind of awareness.
Oh, well, if we go off the sequel, isn't there supposed to be three of them? So do you think maybe
Oh,
the
that's
Antichrist
true.
is just multiplying itself to try and
We'll
we should
see.
have
If
an
I watch more of these, I'll report back as we talk about the rest of the movies.
well again I've ordered a trilogy, so there will be a report back.
Hell yeah, okay.
Um, did you think when you were watching this movie's quiet as shit sometimes? Like almost unintelligibly quiet.
Sometimes, but I also thought it lended itself to the vibe.
How so?
It
'Cause
feels well that's the sleepy vibe to me, but then also that's part of what I liked about it. It wasn't trying to it needed to be less quiet to make itself, like you said, more intelligible, but it wasn't trying to make itself louder to fill space, which I like.
do you think there was a point to this movie? Because I was watching it and there
No.
was a lot like I understand there's the whole like learning to love your child regardless of the circumstances it's born. I get that part. But I feel like there's gotta be something like for instance when the baby has escaped through the skylight using its umbilical as baby man. The doctor asks, well, have you been exposed to radiation? And the wife turns to Frank and goes, oh, are you scared of me? So I was thinking, oh, it's supposed to be like a conversational piece about how people sometimes blame the mother in situations where there's like a birth deformity or mental health problems, but then they never come back to that. And then Frank talks to the doctor outside of the room and he says, whatever it is, you can't classify it as a creature. That's a human doctor and that disgusts you, doesn't it? So I was like, oh, it's about the treatment of um, babies being born with, again, deformities or mental health issues. And again, it doesn't come back to that at any point. But I kept feeling like there was a point somewhere. And
No. I think
no,
horror movies like this at this time were less responsible about stuff like that and just weren't as concerned with why things were happening. It's just, I want to make a movie about a spooky demon baby. And I'm sure there are thematic reasons why that is scary to the people who decide to make it. But I don't think they were putting as much effort into translating that to screen or really delving into why they find it scary or interesting as an idea in the case of a horror comedy.
okay, but with the upcoming movies, 2 out of 4 of them, whilst I haven't seen, I can presume, have a meaning behind them because you have God Told Me To, which I assume is about like religious fanaticism and cult mentality. And then the stuff, which from the little things I've seen, I assume is to do with like um consumerism.
Yes.
So surely,
Yeah.
he does have a point to his movies.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't. Maybe there was a point to start with and it got lost, but I don't really feel like there is beyond. The only thing I can latch onto is that uh, the couple kind of find each other at the end of this again. You know, they don't fight to the degree that they are broken up by this trauma. They both wind up valuing the same things and recognizing why they love each other through this event. You know,
Yeah, I could.
the movie itself being about this couple staying together rather than how everything tears them apart, I guess could be the point.
Yeah, because there's definitely a through line of it's almost like losing a baby at birth, where like the dad becomes distant and the mother's struggling to deal with it, and they have to send their child away to like a family friend because they can't handle it, and then the father accepting that helps him become closer with his wife and shit. There's definitely there's a through line of that,
Oh,
but I don't
grief.
know.
Yeah, honestly, I see grief as a relation you can draw.
But I feel like if you're going to do like a film about like a miscarriage or a baby that dies at birth, you wouldn't make him a baby that eats
No, that's true, but it just is what it is. I mean, it's a movie
the
born to
mind of
me.
Larry Cohen is an enigma.
Yeah, it's a
We'll
mystery.
never understand it. So, what do you think of the baby killing then?
It's alright, isn't it?
I
I
think
like
they're
when he
fun.
eats the guy's neck. It's all good, but none of it stands out. None of it's memorable.
See,
Even though
that's
it
strange.
all serves its purpose very well.
No, for me it is memorable because you have the little stalking POV. That's every cheap 70s horror movie does that. But see when we get the flashes of the little baby hands, and he's just like a little gremlin thing. I think it's so unnerving looking. I think it's creepy as fuck. Not many things in horror
Interesting.
movies I'll look at and I will go, that's unsettling to look at, but I don't like this little baby man. I don't know if it's because my brain in the clips knows that's definitely not a baby and it's just a little naked man. And him rubbing his hands over the screen is unsettling to me.
Interesting. Yeah, it didn't
Almost
get me
think
like
it's,
that.
did you ever see the I Eat Babies ice cream advert?
No. What?
It was a promotion for babies ice cream, but it was a man made of ice cream that's eating his own head.
Oh, I have
And
seen
he's
this. Is he just covered in ice cream?
yeah, well, I think he's supposed to be made of ice cream and he's eating the ice cream from his head
Yeah,
as
it's
he says, I eat
terrifying.
babies. Yeah, it gives me that vibe.
Huh.
Like old YouTube video you show to someone to freak them out, but there isn't much point of it type spooky visuals.
Interesting. I like that read of it. I don't get that quite as much, but I
Do
just
you
get
not
kind
have
of
any?
grimy New York
Well, maybe it's because I'm
in
not
the
from New York.
70s.
Maybe you're just used to these little demon babies rocking about. Whereas it
Yeah,
doesn't.
they're everywhere.
But did you not ever have any like old YouTube videos like that people would show you and it would just like it was just unnerving to look at?
Yeah, occasionally. I can't think of any off the top of my head. And not just YouTube videos, but just like random stuff on the internet that wasn't right.
Like for me, the main two that come to mind are Obey the Walrus. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
I don't know what that is.
It was I think they're a like performance artist, I think from Russia, but they have a really bad eating disorder, so they're super thin and they dress trans for their show and there's a clip of them doing a really creepy dance with creepy music put over it and it's edited weird. Like it's designed by the performance artist to be scary. But the way that it's edited is just it like unlocks like a weird primal fear in the brain.
I don't like that.
That's an old classic one. and the I Feel Fantastic robot were the two that always, like, even to today, the I Feel Fantastic robot freaks the fuck out of me.
I am unfamiliar, but I'll look it up. I'm looking at Obey the Walrus, and that's certainly something.
Yeah, that's people would always put that in old YouTube videos, like randomly, just to scare people that were watching it.
Huh.
But you should know that I Feel Fantastic. It's like the
Yeah, I
animatronic
do.
robot.
Yeah, I'm
See
familiar.
that fucking voice,
That's
man.
creepy.
Good
Yeah.
God. That was like the one thing. In Undertone, they make a reference to it, but they don't call it by name, which I find weird because it's not copyrighted. Just talk about the I Feel Fantastic robot. But
Huh.
fuck it, that's just there's certain things online that freak me out, and that's one of the ones that's just that's like my number one spot.
Trying to think of. I'll have to ruminate on what freaks me out from like internet horror stuff, or what has definitely creepypastas in the past. I haven't been reading stories for a while though.
Okay, well, going back to the movie, did you notice that when the nurse is like she's trying to get like a news story out of the wife to presumably sell online to people, why is their entire room Chinese? Like they have a deep red room and Chinese ornaments everywhere.
I didn't notice that. No.
Just a very strange. I don't know. Maybe they've just reused this set from a different film where there was a Chinese couple. Because that should not like the room doesn't at all mix with the rest of the house.
They probably borrowed the apartment from someone
It really
to
makes me
film
wonder
it.
how like cheap this film was to make. Because basically everything in it that could be seen as higher budget could also have definitely been done for basically free.
Yeah.
But what about you? Said you were iffy on the baby kills. What about the milkman kill? The milkman kill's pretty fun.
It's fun. It wasn't, like I said, impressive or memorable, but it was fun. They weren't bad. I wasn't annoyed with any of them, but they met the level of the movie for me. They didn't exceed or stand out.
But he's going for milk. He's a baby. He likes milk.
I love that the milk and the blood mix and make sort of like a strawberry milk looking.
That's
That's
exactly what I had in my
hilarious.
notes. Do you think the fact that the baby snuck onto the milk van and waited for him to pop up shows that all young children are born to spawn camp? Like that's
Oh,
just an engraved thing in us.
no, I think that only those with evil in their hearts are born to spawn camp. I think that's what that shows.
See, Larry Cohen was thinking ahead of the game. This man was rocking with some pong back in the day, and
Yeah,
he knew what was coming.
he didn't.
Um, so what do you get about the big pharma angle constantly hounding Frank to either keep the baby for experiment or to destroy the baby? Because I don't know. There's like 4 or 5 government men and businessmen, and I don't get who's on whose side about this baby.
I don't either. I can't tell if they want to kill it or destroy it or save it. It seems like killing it is their favorite option, which meant that I didn't quite get the big pharma angle because I felt like they were trying to kill it specifically through most of the movie.
So, but it's like the big pharma thing. See, this is where I find the film a little bit questionable because the big pharma representative says, "Oh, I think it's the birth control pills we've been walking," and I'm like, "Okay, is this movie trying to be anti-birth control to some degree?"
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
And I was looking it up. I was like,
That's
I
just
can't.
such a weird thing to throw into the script, but I also, I don't know, maybe it just wasn't aware of what he was. It's hard to say given how long ago it was, I guess.
Yeah, because it's 1972, so I was like, okay, even if that was that, maybe there was misinformation about that going on. I tried to look up because there's a few lines in the movie where I was like, "Oh, this is a pro-life movie. I don't want to be talking good about it." But it doesn't seem like anyone's really been discussing it online, and I feel like if was the intent of the film, this would have been brought up more in those sort of circles.
Yeah, it just feels like an incidental negative kind of.
Because
To me,
even in like
anyway.
it is 1972, it's basically the late 60s. Like it's a fucking old ass film.
Yeah.
I would say
So
I'd say it looks pretty good for being as cheap and as old as it is.
it looks great. Yeah. I'll note even I started it on Plex for free, and it looked even better. But the stream kept messing up in the last 10 minutes, so I just switched to YouTube for the very ending.
Oh, Joe, that's funny because see, I've been watching it on. For some reason, the torrent sites have see how typically they'll like put the best resolution first, and then the best encoding, and then as you go down the list, it will be worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
Mine started at 360p, and I was like, "Oh, that's they only have 360p ones." And then I went down, and then it started to mix the 720s and the 360s, and then I found one that was like 1137p, and I was like, "What the?" I take it this is the best I'm getting. And then I watched a YouTube video where someone
Huh.
discussed it using clips, and the clips look infinitely better than what I've been watching.
Wild. Maybe the discs you'll get will be like 4K.
Oh no, they're this is it's a DVD set. I'm getting 480p. There's never been a Blu-ray release of this film.
Maybe they'll send you 4Ks instead of the DVDs somehow.
I don't know. Do you know what's fucked up?
Probably
I was
AI
on eBay the
upscaled,
other day.
right? People are doing that a lot now.
People are doing that, and sometimes it looks better than some of the shit that you're getting out of some of the Blu-ray companies, which is kind of fucked up.
It is kind of nuts. I don't know how to feel about that at all.
Me either, because there was. I think I've brought this up with you before. The Friday the 13th 4Ks don't look too great, and then I saw a clip of someone's homemade AI one, and it looked spectacular.
You
And I
did
was like,
mention
oh,
this, yeah.
yeah. But that's fucked up because I wouldn't want to give this random cunt on the internet money for using an AI on a film. But at the
But it
same
looks
time,
so
it's like,
good.
but if I want to watch it in a better quality, it's like,
That's
it's like, at what
frustrating.
point are we going to get boutique Blu-ray companies just going, fuck it, we don't need to rescan the actual film? Because then you're on a slippery slope. Because what if AI does decide to change some things? Are companies even going to bother to fix that?
No, they probably won't even notice.
We've seen with the Doctor Who Blu-rays, fucking expensive Blu-rays for classic Who, and we use AI for it, and half of them are fucked.
Do they really? Oh my god.
Yeah, sometimes, especially in like, I think it's the Tom Baker ones, the TARDIS will just have gibberish on the back, or they always fix Tom Baker's teeth to give him Hollywood-style teeth, and it just looks wrong.
That's so stupid.
And then
Why? Why would you?
you've seen the prices of those fucking box sets, haven't you?
No, how much are they going for?
God, they're like £40 to £60 a season.
That's nuts. A
And if you
season,
want,
too. There's so much Doctor Who.
I know, and the fucking because half of them are missing, you're not even getting full seasons. And then like they'll release limited edition versions that go for like £200-300 afterwards.
That's so grim. That's
I know.
criminal. They shouldn't be allowed to do that.
And cunts wonder why we pirate things.
Yeah.
Um, we've completely whereabouts were we in the movie? We talked about the milkman, didn't we?
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of confronting Lenore about the baby, and like she's kind of going crazy, and Frank's working with the cops, and then how does he? Is he in police custody at some point, or they're just marching him around? They go
No,
to they go to a
the
preschool, which gives me sort of Resident Evil 9.
yeah, the way he joins them is I don't know how Frank accidentally gets the phone call from the police to say that they found the baby in the school and they're cornering him. I think it's the government people that were like, "Can we kill your baby? Please sign this little letter." I think they were phoning to try and get him, and Frank took the phone call. But
Okay.
yeah, I do think that again. early 70s, late 60s, it probably isn't too strange for this middle-aged man just to be kicking about with the police if they say okay. But it is still very strange that we keep this man with them when they're unsure if he actually wants to kill this baby or not.
It's just weird that they would keep him with them anyway. They're just keeping him with them because he wants to be the one to kill the baby. He wants to put a bullet through his own son's head.
But he doesn't, though, that's the thing. He's just there. He's just a good liar, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's exactly what it is. But that's why they're keeping him there, is because they think that he's... I guess they think that he has a right to it.
Do you think there's supposed to be like an underlying commentary on how shit the police are? The fact that it seems this entire police force has cornered a baby in the building and he somehow takes out 2 police officers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're being presented as any sort of capable. I don't know if there's a point being made about it, but they're certainly not, a beacon of hope.
But again, a baby kills 2 police officers and they're loaded with shotguns.
Well, it's also just a horror movie. I mean, it's hard to... These are the goons in this movie. These are sort of the cannon fodder. They are presented as idiots in some cases. There's one scene where a cop... It feels almost Super Troopers. He leans over to use the kid's water fountain, and his hat almost falls off.
Or the scene where we hear a baby's attacked someone, and then the 6 officers run into a random garden and aim all their pistols at a random baby they find.
Very funny. Yes, yeah, oh yeah, great point. Yeah, no, they're being presented as idiots, you're right.
It's
I
like
forgot
even
about
with
that.
babies,
That's so
the police
funny.
cannot be prejudiced. They hear there's a baby and they find the random baby, and they're like, it was him. He's done it.
I really thought they were going to shoot the baby, too.
I thought for sure they were going to blast that baby shit in. Even though I'd seen it before on the rewatch, I was like, oh no, we're going to kill this fucking kid.
We don't know that they didn't, I guess.
You're so right, it cuts. Maybe they did.
Yeah.
Yes,
But
what
it's
I mean
kind
by
of
the-
just them talking to Frank after that, right? And saying, like, you gotta do this thing.
No, at first they try and send him home because remember he goes outside and he's talking to that police officer, and he's like, I
Yeah.
don't want you to think I'm crazy. I'm just trying to help. I don't want to look like I'm," and that's what I mean by like he's such is such a good performance by him because he seems like a guy who's genuinely losing his shit and doesn't want people to think he's losing his shit.
Yeah, he's just really trying to keep it together.
Honestly, Joe's fucked up. I think he could play a good Jack Torrance.
I could see that, yeah.
What do you think of his drip throughout the film? We haven't mentioned his drip.
It's good. He's given car salesman chic.
It's a little bit of that, but there's also one scene where the big pharma guys come to meet him, and he's got like this tucked in brown work shirt and some golden aviators. And good God, I've never seen a man so flashy and like so bad of a crisis.
I don't remember that.
He even has a
funny.
little fag in his mouth the entire time just for like that added down his coolness.
For effect, yeah.
Oh, we completely skimmed past. Isn't it fucked up seeing just people smoke in a hospital? Like in the maternity ward at that?
Yeah, it's fucked up, but I'm not surprised.
But like
People
you'd
just
think,
used to smoke everywhere.
I get that, but in the maternity ward.
Everywhere. On airplanes, man.
Oh, I would have See, I get when people don't smoke, how annoying that would be. But see, for someone like me who loves a cigarette, oh my God, see being on like a 6-hour flight and having the person next to you smoke, it would be a godsend. I
It's
don't get
just,
why. Just open the
without
door.
commenting on that at all, it's just that an airplane can have kids on it. So it's not even that much different to the maternity ward.
Honestly, Joe, I think you should do with airplanes. They should have like 2 suits in the back that you strap yourself into, and they let you fly mid-air, so you can you can have a little smoke and then we reel you back in.
Attached like you're an astronaut doing a spacewalk outside of the plane,
Exactly, just like a
but
big
you're just flapping
bungee
about.
cord and like a paraglider on your back to keep you level.
Great.
It would be the most accelerating cigarette. I don't know if you could. You probably couldn't breathe at that height.
No, not very well, at least.
I don't. I highly doubt the flame of your cigarette would stay either that or like the oxygen hitting you at such speeds would just burn it to a crisp.
You know what? I'm looking at their fridge on this rewatch. They have this awesome thing in their door of their fridge that just has egg holders. It just holds eggs.
You don't. You've never had just a thing that holds eggs.
Not built into the fridge.
Well, you don't. You don't need to get one that's built into the fridge. You can just have an egg holder in your fridge.
Oh, yeah. And I have done that, but I'm just saying, that's cool. I've never seen that. I don't even think I'd necessarily want that. I feel like it's a little bit precarious. Because you're swinging it about. You know, the eggs can fly out. But it's cool.
Yeah, and you can only use like 6 eggs at a time. And so if you're into your bacon, you're going to use those 6 eggs really quick.
Oh, yeah, no. I need like 24 eggs.
As I said,
I
you
need
would just
6
have
eggs
spare eggs.
minimum in the fridge at any given time.
So what you could do is if you got one, those could be your spare eggs. Or if you just don't have enough eggs in your egg section.
I've been experimenting with that. I do have a spare egg section now.
You've been experimenting with your eggs.
Yeah.
And what's your hypothesis?
Well, having a spare egg section is good, because if you forget to restock on eggs, then you can still make and bake. Still make some eggs in the morning, still bake some cookies at night, do whatever you need to do.
Have you ever tried experimenting with the type of eggs in your bacon? Like, have you ever went, I'm going to try this with some duck eggs?
No, but I've thought about it. I know duck eggs are denser, so I probably would use... Well, my chocolate chip cookie recipe just has 1 egg. I probably would use less of the yolk in the duck egg, so I would cut down on the fat a little bit, and then since sometimes I'll throw an extra egg into these cookies, I feel like whisking in the egg whites on that would be good for structure, and they would be a little fluffier.
Okay, but hear me out. Big
It would be
batch.
really good for pound cake. Duck eggs would be great for pound cake because they're so dense.
Okay, but hear me out on this. You do a big batch of cookies and 1 ostrich egg. Huh?
A big batch of cookies and 1 ostrich egg. What do
Yeah,
you
you
mean by
use the
that?
ostrich egg. Because ostrich eggs are big, aren't they?
Oh,
You'd
okay.
have to up
Okay.
the telling you to make cookies and then also cook a single ostrich egg alone.
That's what I was getting from you.
What benefit would you gain from this?
That's what I was asking.
It's part of the recipe, Chris. How did you not piece those two together?
The phrasing is what confused me.
I'm trying to think, is there any other eggs that are currently
Quail
available?
eggs? Like, use 30 quail eggs for 1 batch of brownies?
I feel like that wouldn't be too different from the duck eggs though. I don't know why.
Aren't quail eggs the really tiny ones?
Yeah, do you know what? They would be fucking awesome as hard boiled eggs. See lots of little tiny baby hard boiled eggs.
Oh, imagine rolling those around in like a mixture of like pepper and salt and something else.
Oh.
Oh,
Do you think
that
you could
sounds
cook a pigeon
delicious.
egg? Not a pigeon, a penguin
I
egg.
don't want to eat a pigeon egg. That sounds disgusting.
No, but think about a penguin egg. Do you think there's any point in time where you can cook a penguin egg that you're not just going to get a penguin fetus?
No. I don't think they were bred for that.
Nah. You ever cracked an egg and got a fetus in it?
No, thank God. I would freak
You know
out.
you can cook them. You can eat them.
I wouldn't.
I think you can eat them raw. I'm sure. I'm sure there's places in Asia that eat them.
You can eat a lot of stuff raw. I don't.
But I think is it not supposed to be really good for protein because the bones haven't formed properly yet, so you can chew through them easy, and it's really good for your protein.
I'm not that desperate for protein that I'm eating feti.
Okay, but hypothetically, you crack an egg and there's a fetus in it. What are you doing with it?
Throwing it out.
You're not testing it in the cookies? What happened to the cookie experiment? This is a new variable.
I'm not making fetus cookies.
Why not?
I'm not making fetus cookies. End of discussion.
When you crack that egg and there's a fetus in it, that is your one opportunity to ever make fetus cookies.
It's my one opportunity to ever make fetus cookies. You can make fetus cookies. If you really want to make fetus cookies.
See, if you presented me with that option, this is the one time that you'll ever be able to make a meat cookie because of how squidgy that fetus is. It might be time to go for it.
No, it's just too gross to me. I can't do it.
So, but you'll eat a chicken, won't you?
Yeah.
But that's just a big fetus.
No. It's a developed fetus. There's a difference.
Yeah, so it's a bit crunchier. What's your point?
Among other things.
I don't understand your hang up between the chicken fetus and eating a chicken.
One's a fetus and one's a chicken.
They're both a chicken. They both come from the same...
In different ways.
One's just been a bit more processed.
A square is a rectangle, but rectangles aren't all squares.
I don't get this. I don't understand it. Last time you were like, oh, put me in a logical... This is a logical fallacy. Eat the egg, you'll eat the chicken, but you won't eat the in-between.
Some things aren't for you to understand. They're just for you to accept.
I don't accept it. See if I ever go to New York, we're finding one of those Asian places that do the fetuses.
What do you mean? Why? Why is this what's so important to you?
It's a culinary experience, Chris.
Why is this the culinary experience that you need to fixate on?
I'm not, but I'm just saying it's one that you're closed-minded to.
I am.
But that's a bad way to live your life.
I think I'll be okay.
Okay, well, we'll have to agree to disagree on this one.
I'm okay with that.
But speaking of eggs in your fridge, Chris, Frank is home and someone has drank his milk and scranned his fridge.
Yeah.
I like it at this point in
happy.
time he didn't just go, the baby is in this house, time to get the gun. He was like, oh, mysteriously someone has drank all and ate my entire fridge.
Yeah, he goes, I'm going to keep that in my back pocket.
It's like he only, for some reason, the understanding only hits him when he goes into his child Chris's room and finds there's some bite marks in his teddy bear.
Yeah, that is interesting. You
know what's interesting that we just skimmed past? The fact that their son Chris goes to live with their Uncle Charlie for a...
That's very funny. I didn't clock that specifically. Yeah, that's good. Who survives? Which one of them survives the movie?
Chris survives. I get scrammed.
Yeah.
We also skim past... Okay, so Charlie says, I'm going to take Chris fishing, okay? And then as they're getting into the car, Chris slaps Charlie in the ass. Now, I feel like that is not an acceptable level of physical contact between an uncle and a nephew.
No, it's not. Charlie does slap Chris in the ass. Yeah.
I thought I would throw that out there. It's just a weird moment.
That's a little weird.
Nothing else that Charlie does is that weird, aside from that one moment where he slaps him in the ass and the scene sits on.
And it's like well-meaning enough. It's just sort of like, get over there, you scamp. But it's just not. It's not good. But it feels like a coach, I guess, energy.
I've never had a coach slap my ass, Chris. I don't know where you're getting.
No, me neither. I'll stop trying to justify things that don't need to be justified.
So you're bringing back memories from when you were a high school coach?
No, it's not.
That's not something that we should be discussing
on
this podcast. Oh, yeah, you were an elementary
different podcast. That's the other podcast.
Oh, I can't even make a good pun with that. We've chose too hard of a name to make good puns with.
What? Uncanny Valley?
Yeah, it doesn't rhyme
Yeah.
with fuck off. Maybe canary for canny.
Uncanny
It's called
Valley.
you could do the pun, but like, when are you ever going to use that text?
Never.
The fact that we never thought about pun potential.
No. We'll have to think about that for the rebrand in 3 years.
But yeah, when we switch to romantic comedies.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. When we watch all the horror movies and we have no more to watch.
Honestly, Joe, I think at some point in my life, see, before I'm like dementia ridden and dying in a house, I hope to have seen basically every horror movie that has any form of relevance.
That's cool. That's a good goal. I don't think that's unreasonable.
I don't think it is either, because I mean, how many horror movies come out a year that are actually of any form of relevance 10 years down the line?
Like
Maybe like
3 to
three,
5 on a good year, really.
and then you'll get like the smaller ones, like this is an indie horror director that did good for a few years, and then you could count them. But it's like how many like Chinese horror movies come out a year? It's just about here's some teenagers and there's a spook, and it's got like 2 logs on Letterboxd.
Yeah, how many any kind of horror movie comes out that has that kind of plot? So many.
Do you ever watch? You ever watch any YouTubers that do like the this month movies are coming out?
No.
Guys, fucked up. Spooky Astronauts. She does good. Like, oh, this is what's coming out this month for every month, and every single film on that list is like, here's the big one you know. Here's a big one you know. Here's an indie film that seems interesting, and here's 15 indie films that have a 2 out of 5 on Letterboxd. And it's like, oh,
That's dire.
like horror's not that hard of a genre to make comparatively. I don't know how we get so much bad horror.
I think because it's easy to make on a level. And it's easy to make in a way that people don't question the things that are wrong with it.
Yeah, but I feel like if you're going to go for that sort of market, you'd be easier with not a whole market, a whole romance movie. Wait till Christmas and pump out a bunch of those.
I think that's the other version. I think it's horror movies and romance, Netflix kind of stuff.
I don't want to get lumped in with those. Come on, Chris.
Well, specifically the bad stuff you're talking about, like Wish Upon.
What's Wish Upon?
It's a horror movie about a little box that you make wishes and the wishes go wrong. It's a monkey paw movie.
Yeah, but see, that's fun though. That's more interesting than.
It is fun. I think that's a fun one, but that is also very indicative of the Blumhouse, the bad version of the Blumhouse type movies, like Truth or Dare. Maybe that's a better example of just like this type of movie that they are only making because it doesn't cost a lot to make, and they know a certain demographic will come out to see it. And I guess that's different now. I guess, theater demographics aren't really what they used to be, but the point
Theatre
stands.
nowadays is just sequels and requels and remakes. But the thing is, people complain about that, but I feel like I don't mind the theme being mostly that, because you still get like all the original movies in the indie scene.
I feel like we still get a lot of good original stuff, and I'd rather have anything than nothing.
Yeah, but the thing, like people will complain over too many sequels out. But what are you more willing to risk your time on? A sequel to a franchise that you know you like and will at least be elements that you know you will like in this as an event film, or this original movie that you have no idea of.
Yeah,
Like, it's
they're
understandable you would
not
rather
going to
go
pay
for
for
it's
the
not just,
original movie.
it's like people always make it out like modern audiences are so stupid, only go to a thing if they can point and, oh, I know that thing. I know that thing that's there. But I think it's more just if you're risk assessing what you're going to spend like 4 or 5 hours going out to the cinema, watching a movie, and then making your way home. At least, say if it's like fucking Halloween 5 or if you've seen the first 4, you at least know, okay, I'm going to have to watch 5 at some, so I may as well watch it here.
Yeah. I don't know. I think beyond even you having intent on seeing the other movies, knowing that it's a popular enough franchise to warrant still existing kind of gives it more faith, especially now that movies are more expensive. People aren't going to trust some random movie. They're going to trust, if they want to see an action movie, they'd rather see Fast and the Furious than The Furies.
Yeah, but even with something like that, it's like, you have previous knowledge from the rest of the franchise that, okay, it's going to be this level of tense. It's going to be roughly this quality, and it's going to have a good budget. So immediately you at least know what you're spending your money.
Yeah, I think there's value to that. And that's why we're in the situation we're in. But then it also, it's going to perpetuate. We're just in a situation where it's going to be hard for original movies to really get their recognition. Like, maybe it's The Furious, not The Furies. There's a movie coming out. There's an action movie that I'm excited for with Joe Taslim.
I thought you were going to add more to that, but okay.
There's more information, but I don't trust it off the top of my head. It's directed by Timo. What's his face? I think he directed Headshot.
See, I have such a blank when it comes to action movies, so unless it's big ones.
Oh no, this one's directed by Kenji Tanigaki. Let's see. I do not know that.
Why is he made?
Okay. Let's see.
You said that like it was a big announcement. I was like, oh, shit.
No, I just wanted to give him his credit because I misidentified who directed it. Enter the Fat Dragon is something he's directed.
I assume that's got like a good 4.3 on Letterboxd.
He's directed action for opening movies in several Dynasty Warrior games. And he's been stunt director at a lot of movies. Very interesting.
Honestly, if he's been a stunt director on some good action movies, that's probably indicative of a good action director.
Yeah, it's. I'm hopeful for it to at least be interesting. I don't think it'll be, the next John Wick, but it'll be very fun.
We should probably get back to Lil Baby. He's attacking.
Yeah, Little Baby time. So, are we at the sort of the end chase?
No, we're at Lil Baby's in the house. Yeah. Chris has ran away from because he's like, I want to go staying with you. You seem nicer than my actual family. See, the thing I said to you when I was like, oh, I will be ready now, and I was like, wait, 5 minutes, I had to check something. That's a real dead cat, isn't it? That's not.
Oh, really?
That looks too good.
That's I can't find anything about it.
Because last time
makes sense.
Last time I watched a movie and I saw a dead animal and went, no, I think that's too real to be fake. Was Brotherhood of, and I was correct.
I don't blame you.
I feel like that's got to be a real dead cat.
Huh.
Just thought I'd put that out.
Yeah, that's creepy. I don't like thinking about that.
I wonder if next week we're going to break our dead animal streak.
I hope so.
I feel like if the movie's called God Told Me To, there's got to be some death.
Yeah, something fucked up's gonna happen in that movie.
But yeah, this is when Hitman Frank here, he blasts the fuck out of his son with a revolver in the dark, moving at speed. Doesn't stop shit. Charlie still gets eaten.
Yeah, it skitters away, and he tries to yell at Charlie to stop. I like when Frank looks at Charlie's body, he kind of holds his neck in sympathy.
Yeah, it's funny how fast these people die to the baby.
Very fast. This thing is intensely strong.
But I don't know if he just breaks their neck the second he jumps on them.
I don't know. They don't really...
He's
they might be cutting around,
blood.
like 10 seconds of carnage.
Yeah, but presumably, okay, so we were like, well, the baby would need to have like milk and that to survive in the beginning. So presumably, the baby must be drinking their blood when he bites their neck. So do you think it's just like you
Oh,
ever
vampire
suck a
baby.
carton really quick and it just goes in?
Yes. Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Draining these people. Just fucked up. You never see that in like a vampire horror. Just into like a little grape.
That's wild.
I want a little grape, a little raisin. Grapes are
Little
full of
grape.
juice.
Yeah.
A little date. I think you
They
get
kind of
some
do
dates.
that in The Strain, I think. They like quickly drain people. At least the big one does.
The big one.
Well, yeah, in The Strain, the Guillermo del Toro TV show and book series, there's a big main demon vampire.
So is he like muscular? Is he like a big? I'm just imagining like Nosferatu but buff.
Kind of. He's kind of like a buff Nosferatu, but he's sort of buggy and like the core of the vampires in The Strain is that they are all like a worm that's actually infecting the body. So he has like a worm in his throat that will spout out. It's very weird, very
Also
cool. I
like
like The
Resident
Strain.
Evil Village.
Very Resident Evil, honestly.
Interesting. So it's one of the shows I feel like I'm going. That's far too long to
We could
sit
try it
through.
for the podcast sometime. I've read 2 out of the 3 books.
Oh, okay, you must have bug here.
Shut up. They get weird. The
Yeah.
3rd book gets very religious. I want to finish it, but I'm also I don't know. I feel like
religious
Guillermo del
vampires.
Toro helped with a lot of the ideas, and the other guy took the story where he wanted it to go, which I feel like happens the same with. It seems like the direction the story goes is very different in the TV show because it's totally different creative heads. Besides, I think Del Toro directed the first episode of the TV show.
But do you prefer your vampires as like religious allegories, or do you prefer them as like beast monsters?
I think it just depends on the story. Honestly, I think I consider them 2 separate things. There's vampires in the style of zombies, and then there's vampires as more of a character of literature.
See, I feel like Midnight Mass was probably like my favorite sort of vampires. There's religious element, but they are still like a big fucking bite you.
Yeah, Midnight Mass really rules. I can't think of Fright Night. Honestly, the remake of Fright Night, when they're just monsters, is my other favorite.
See, that's a blind
But
spot for both. Do you know what I fuck really heavy with?
have you seen
30
either
Days
Fright
of
Night?
Night. I haven't seen either.
Oh, those are good ones to do here at some point. Yeah, I don't. Do you know who's in the Fright Night remake?
I don't. I remember it's someone like weird to have in that film.
All right, cop this. I'm gonna give you the top 4. We have Anton Yelkin and Imogen Poots as the leads. There's Colin Farrell as the main vampire, and then you have David Tennant as well.
Colin Firth is an incredible choice for a vampire.
Farrell.
Oh, see that's.
But Colin Farrell is really, really good in it. He's my favorite part of the movie.
I really love.
And then
the
David
vampire.
Tennant plays like a hacky magician, like purported vampire hunter. He's very, very good in that too.
Have you seen 30 Days of Night?
Yes, I really love that one. I'm a big Josh Hartnett fan. Have you seen that?
See, I think the movie itself is quite bad, but I think the vampires in it.
The vampires are really good. Do you remember the sequence in the movie when the town is getting overrun? There's a shot in it where there's an overhead camera shot that's really, really good. You're tracking 2 main characters, but it's like 100 feet in the air. So as you're watching the main characters like run, dodge, shoot a shotgun, you're watching like 50 other people in the town get eaten and try to escape.
I might have to revisit. I remember loving it.
50 is an overreaction, but
Yeah.
it's capturing a lot. It's very, very cool.
Because I don't think there's 30 people in that town.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking about that. But you're watching the whole town unfold into chaos in a whole single take. It's very well done.
See, I like 30 Days a Night, but I feel like the first half is really good, and then it starts to, like, it becomes like a kind of 2000s fest.
I agree. I think that's correct. Because they just sort of sit in rooms and talk for a lot of the movie later on because the vampires are too formidable. They can't really be fighting them except for when the story permits it. But I don't feel like the directing... He does a great job. It's David Slade directed it. He does a great job with the build-up and making it feel menacing. But once they're trapped in the situation, he doesn't let you feel the gravity while also letting you feel like you're living in the situation. Like it just sort of stalls out a lot.
Yeah, I would agree on that. But anyway, I like how we've spent like a good 10 minutes on vampires here when we're at the end of this film.
We'll definitely have to do a vampire month at some point.
Okay, so baby's been shot. Baby makes a getaway. The police, they can track the blood and they find it's been living in the suit, which is comical. But we
It's
get,
wild the cops driving their cars through the sewer.
yeah, it's fun as fuck. But
It is.
we get Frank joins him, and he scuttles away. He fucks off. He's no longer part. This moment where he finds his son bleeding in the corner, crying, and he starts being nice to him is so.
This is really well
sad.
acted.
It's so well acted, and it's so sad. It makes you feel
It's
so
so
bad.
sad. Yeah.
Like, not too many movies get me emotional. I was getting emotional. I was like, oh, what the fuck's going on? The quality of the movie flies. Like, you can see why when this came out, people were like, this is a banger.
Yeah.
And I think it might have bumped up my score by either definitely half a star, bumped up by a full star. Because this scene just alone is, even just the prosthetics on the little baby man in the corner is fucking good looking.
It's really great. And then it's also remarkable that they keep it emotional even though it's just this actor running with a bunch of towels in his arms for the next 5 minutes.
But I think it's kind of cheap, but also good the way we do it because you stop getting the like. I'm pretty sure at first when baby hunting people, they use cat noises for it, like on the attack. But then you actually get just baby cries when it's in pain and upset. And I think it's just like a cheap way to trick the brain to be like, oh no wait, I feel bad now.
Yeah, now I can see this as actually a human.
Like it's
Or
literally
a
just.
life.
Well, I don't want to say it's just a baby because it's also just not a baby, is it?
It's
It used its
not,
ability
no.
just flying through the skyline. It ate a cat.
It's more like a wolf than a baby.
But yeah, even the scene where he's running from the police car and he's like splashing through the pub, it was so good. Like, I
Great
don't know
shot.
if he was. Maybe he just had like this scene in mind when he was writing it, and he was like, "I need the plot to get me to this scene because this scene."
And then he emerges from the sewer holding this baby. Just
I feel like
distraught.
I feel like the 30 police officers with is a bit overkill.
It's
Like
very
the way he's
funny.
not.
Do you want to talk about how this resolves first?
Do
I
you
think
want
this
you
is
want
incredible.
that the detective that has been telling him to kill it the entire time? He knows he's fucked, so he launches his demon baby at its face. His face. It doesn't like it's not solving the situation because the baby gets fucking bits.
Yeah, the detective keeps yelling to the cops, like, you're gonna have to shoot it, you're gonna have to shoot it. And they get to a boiling point, and he says, shoot it now, kill it, kill it. And then Frank just throws it at the detective, and all the cops open fire, like, kill the baby and the detective immediately, turn them into mashed potatoes. It's
Now Frank's
so
going to go to
funny.
prison for killing this man with his demon baby.
It's so funny. It's I did not expect that whatsoever.
Um, but yeah, the wife, she seems up in arms. She's quite chuffed about this.
She's absolutely distraught, and it seems like, come to terms with it immediately.
Yeah, but you give a little smile on her face when when she sees that he's, I don't want to say protected the baby, he used it as a weapon, but
Yeah.
he's cooperating with his son. It's
Yeah,
like it's like
they're
they're
working together.
it's like they're Bonnie and Clyde. Um,
And then as they're being
but
put
yeah,
into the back of a police car, a detective says to them that another one was born in Chicago, I think.
what the fuck? Because I don't know what that means. You presume it's like just another evil one has, but it's like a second couple.
Yeah, I assume it's
I don't
the
know,
same spirit trying to emerge.
but maybe if there was a point to the movie that just isn't articulated well enough, maybe that's supposed to be saying something. Like you can't get rid of whatever this baby is.
Yeah, like you can't keep denying it. I don't know. I am curious about how it evolves, what they
Because
decide is going on with this baby.
there's definitely elements of the second that he accepted that that was his child and started being caring to it, it stopped being violent.
Yeah.
So maybe this is like an Eraserhead situation where like he didn't want the child, and because of that, the child was evil. But now that he accepts the child, it's not evil.
Hmm.
I don't know, maybe about something to do with the fear of being a father. But the guy's already a dad.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It doesn't. There's no clear message to it, really, as far as I can discern.
And I don't. There's never been a good like box set with special features and that to check Larry Cohen's passed away. So, like we'll get like an updated commentary on it.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I think it was 2019, so still fairly recently.
Hmm. Yeah, right
I'm
before
pretty sure.
COVID.
Yeah, Frank's actor passed away quite recently, both from cancer, I'm sure.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, smoking. Stop smoking in the hospitals.
Smoking the aeroplanes with your
Yeah,
paragliders. But yeah,
smoking
well,
the bowling alleys is what I remember when I was a kid.
I would say where do we rank this out of the Larry Cohen movies? But we've only watched this, so
Well,
I
this is
suppose
going
I'll leave
under
it
the stuff for me. I can
under the
start.
stuff.
Yeah, the stuff is definitely better than this. But it's, again, watching this was more interesting on an analytical level than it was entertaining, because I was almost frustrated in some small ways seeing how much good stuff there was going on, and also seeing how he wasn't quite doing what he could with it. And not, when I say frustrated, not really. Like, it's fascinating to see where he came from, and that he had all of these. There is just an energy to the movie. There's something interesting going on in the movie that not everyone has when they make a movie. You know, he even though it feels to me a little janky in this first one, there's still something interesting in the movie that makes you want to keep watching.
Yeah, I could say, but again, it's like it is like his first big film. Like someone in say 50 years is doing like a retrospective of Zach Cregger's films. If they get to Barbarian, they're going to be like, yeah, I can see where he started with this, but there's a lot of issues.
Yeah.
And then when they move over to Weapons, they'll be like, oh, he's fixed his issues.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm excited to watch more, and honestly probably interested to revisit this at some point with more managed expectations.
See, the thing is, with this upcoming one, every single film that he's made at one point has been my, oh, that's the one I'm excited to watch.
That's cool.
Because
God
that's how
told me
everyone.
to. I didn't know about until you started reading about it, and I'm super curious.
Yeah, well, I mean, the interview was what relevant masterpiece. So, Letterbox disagrees. Is it like a?
Huh?
But maybe we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a high concept horror movie.
Yeah. It seems. I mean,
Like a little
sounds
step
like
up. Maybe.
sounds like Fallen a little bit.
Man, you've seen every movie on planet Earth. I have.
Fallen is a really good movie with Denzel Washington and John Goodman about there's a serial killer they catch and they give the electric chair, and then after he is sentenced to death and executed, then his murders start happening again.
Is that not the plot of Exorcist 3 to some extent?
Maybe, I don't know.
I'm
That's the
sure
one with
that's.
Sam Neill, right?
No, you're thinking the Omen 3, where
Oh,
Sam
I
Neill
am.
is
Yeah, where he becomes
scarily
the
accurate
president.
on. Yeah. Exorcist 3 is the one with Brad Dourif as the serial killer.
Oh,
And
okay.
you get that really famous jump scare where it's the nun with the scissors.
Oh, I'm not familiar.
Oh. See, the thing is,
Sounds
I
good
feel
though.
like I've never seen Exorcist 2, and I definitely prefer Exorcist 3 over Exorcist.
I like the first one a lot. You're not a fan, right? You don't love it?
Fuck yeah, I cannot stand The Exorcist.
Interesting.
Motherfuckers were out
That'll
there
be a
saying,
good
oh, you
series
guys
to talk about
like.
then.
No, but fuck it, I will not sit through this boring film. My God.
You don't want to ever talk about The Exorcist too?
Yeah, but then we'd have to talk about Exorcist 1, that's my issue.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
But the thing is, like, anytime I make any form of criticism to The Exorcist, also because it's an old movie, you can't handle old movies. It's like, motherfucker, I've got 6 Japanese black and white movies on my letter. Good reviews. It's not
No, that's
because.
fine. We'll get through a conversation. You won't. I'm not going to give you the same shit other people give you. I
Good,
like
good,
it a
good.
lot.
Maybe we'll do like, what are like the classic horrors? You've got The Exorcist, Poltergeist, The
Oh, I
Omen.
haven't seen Poltergeist.
What fits with that trio? What makes a fourth? Omen, Poltergeist, Exorcist. There's gotta
Possession?
be one. No, Possessions.
Oh wait, what's hold on, what's the computer ghost movie?
That's like every 90s to 2000s Japanese horror.
No, it's American.
Do you think Houseu fits in that, that list?
Kinda, yeah.
That's a bit of a wild
Oh,
card.
Altered States?
I've not seen Altered States. I've seen clips. Looks fucking sick.
That I feel like fits into that.
And maybe we just do a classics at some point.
Yeah. I'd be down. I really want to watch Altered States. I haven't seen it.
Hell yeah. I've not seen the Poltergeist for a while. I'm pretty sure I give Poltergeist a 5-star. That's the one that's like, maybe Steven Spielberg made it, maybe Toby Hooper made it, wasn't it?
Oh, I wasn't aware that there was contention about that. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm sure Steven Spielberg says he was the producer, but he didn't want a proper horror movie in his filmography.
Interesting. That's lame. He needs to chill a little bit.
Yeah, I know. Why would you want to can do something interesting like the government is lying about aliens? I've never seen that.
Yeah, no
It's
one's
almost
done
like
that
a
before.
movie where the government was lying about aliens, or that other movie he did where the government was lying about aliens.
Or the other one, where the government was lying about aliens.
He has a niche.
Or the
I'm
other one
sure.
where the government was surprised by aliens.
Oh, they say they're surprised, but see, secretly, Chris, they were covering up the
They
aliens.
lied about aliens.
Yeah. But fuck, I still have to make a thumbnail for. Oh wait, I'm not editing. I'm free. Wait, hold on. There's a day. There's a day gap. It's the best news of my life, considering I'm up for work in 4 hours.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, thank God. This will be really nice to get ahead a little bit.
It lives.
So are we recording
lives
God
just
Told Me
what?
to tomorrow then, if we can?
If you want to.
Yeah, I'll see if I can bust that out. I'm not doing anything else.
And you know the fucked up thing is, I could just edit them the next day, and then that's like last week where I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, that's nice.
Just schedule that shit.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I take it. I like you were just talking about behind the scenes, but it's not even been an ending.
Oh, yeah.
For fucking
Well,
inside
you know,
baseball.
same thing as every time. If you want more, you can follow us on Instagram at the Uncanny Valley Pod. If you want to get in touch, you can email us at the Uncanny Valley Podcast at gmail.com. Good night.